There's no longer any doubt that technological advancement seems to be advancing every industry it touches, and interior design is no exception to this general rule. In fact, there are so many advantages that come from proper use and utilization of this concept that it becomes nearly impossible for anyone serious about joining this industry to ignore it. The ways in which this works and means through which it helps are numerous, yet, it all leads to one goal: a better end result. Nonetheless, for those who are still curious about how all of this works, there are several benefits of using the software in interior design. AR and VR software. The first major improvement that we have to discuss is the idea of using AR and VR software to test out ideas before putting them to action. The truth is that people who deal with interior design tend to have a naturally greater ability of immersion and have a knack for envisioning things to the last detail. However, what if they no longer had to do this? What if they could merely take their phone, point it towards the empty spot in the room and see what the room would look like if they added a coffee table or an armchair there? They could also point it towards a sofa and see what it would look like with different upholstery. VR offers an even greater immersion. Just remember that in order to enforce all of these changes without VR and AR devices and software, you would have to test some of these things out. This is both resource and effort intensive, and having the right digital arsenal may help you avoid these costs for good. BIM software. When it comes to the application of BIM, the majority of people immediately assume that it has something to do with the overall construction process, workflow management or something similar. What they fail to realize is that high-end BIM tools like those recommended by CAD Group have just an important role in the field of interior design. With the help of this technology, tasks like asset management, spatial management, and placement of furniture become simpler and more reliable. Also, visualization of the space helps immensely and provides even designers who have no means of visiting the place in person to do their work. This drastically expands the talent pool of the property manager. A plethora of free tools. We've mostly discussed specialized design tools that are used by professionals. However, as a beginner or a layman, you could just as easily find some free tools to try out. Previously discussed software is 3D, but for a beginner, even a 2D platform would give some suitable results. Sometimes, these tools are free or have a free version, but there are some instances in which you only get a trial version. Now, if you're not doing this commercially but only aim to decorate your own place, this should be more than enough. Another advantage lies in the fact that there are learning materials online, even on YouTube, that you could use to get a grip of this. More options. When designing a place, you'll have a limited number of options based on your time and budget. With the ability to get a visual representation of every single idea that you have in a matter of minutes, you'll get so much more options to consider and play with. The best part is the fact that if you don't like the outcome, you just change it without any additional costs. By experimenting more, you'll learn faster and always get more satisfactory results. Consultation. Lastly, if the tools you're using are cloud-based, it's incredibly easy for you to get a second opinion. For instance, if you're redecorating your apartment and your roommate is currently abroad, you could share your plans with them in order to ask for their opinion. Moreover, this also enables several designers to work on the same project. Some may find this to be confusing or something that could complicate the entire project, but, in reality, this could speed things up quite a bit. Each of these experts may have their own task within the project assigned, which could make quite the difference when it comes to the bottom line. In conclusion, as always, with the right tool on your side, every task becomes substantially simpler. When we talk about the interior design, what we mean is that these tasks become simpler, more frugal, and that the end result becomes more impressive. For those who belong to this industry, picking the right digital arsenal means more than furthering the project. It means establishing an efficient business model that they'll be able to use time after time. The choices are many.